Hi, welcome to Film Stash. My name is Douglas Campbell, and today we're doing something a little differently on the show. Last week I talked about how I wanted to do a so bad it's good movie. I know what you're thinking here.
What's a so bad it's good movie?
Why would you talk about bad movies?
Sometimes movies can be so bad that a lot of comedy draws from it. Today we're talking about... Honestly, after watching this movie, it should be more a so bad it's good thriller. We're going to be talking about 1981's Roar. A naturalist, played by Noel Marshall, lives with wildcats in East Africa. He is expecting a visit from his family of 4, played by real-life wife at the time, Tippi Hedren, and their real-life children, Jerry, John, and Melanie. A mix-up leaves him searching for his family, who have been left back in the cabin in the clutches of wild lions. Unlike other so bad it's good movies, this one, while I was watching it, it just seemed very much like honestly, like I shouldn't have even been watching it. Like, it felt very exploitative and scary, and whether they intended for it to be or not, it was quite a thrilling watch for a film within this genre. And honestly, this probably is a movie that shouldn't have been made, but I'm glad that something like this was caught on film, because it'll just inspire people to never, ever do this again. So this film, it was born from Noel Marshall and Tippi Hedren's concerns over African wildcats. They saw the numbers were on the decline during the 70s, and they wanted to make this film to spread awareness and to pretty much highlight their beauty in nature. They couldn't rent trained lions. They instead opted to use mostly untrained animals for this. When it came to the final production, they ended up getting a bunch of animals for this thing. They ended up accumulating 71 lions, 26 tigers, a tigon, 9 black panthers, 10 cougars, 2 jaguars, 4 leopards, 2 elephants, but they opted not to use a hippopotamus though. They were offered it, but they decided, nah, they're not tigers. The film, as it stands today, it took 11 years to bring together. It took 5 of them just to film the damn thing. The movie, from beginning to end, it just had constant budget issues. It cost about $4,000 a week, which today I think accumulates to a little over $29,000. This was mostly just to maintain the production, but then also to feed the animals, and because of this, they basically had to get the actors to perform multiple tasks on set as well, just to save money. This resulted in the actors getting paid roughly $125 a week, which would equate to about $444 today. I mean, I don't know about you, but like, maybe I'd want to get paid a little more if I'm getting attacked by lions on the daily, at least a couple times per take. Due to the unpredictability of the cats and what they would do on set, they went from a 5-camera setup just to kind of cover a bunch of shots to filming it essentially like a documentary, where they had just 8 cameras running around trying to get any type of movement or any type of action from these lions and tigers and cats. Oh my. There were a reported 70 injuries on set of this movie. At least that's what was reported. Noel Marshall, the star of the movie, he got blood poisoning, he got 8 puncture wounds from multiple attacks, and he even ended up with gangrene after all this. Tippi Hedren, she didn't get out of the scot-clean neither. She got various bites, fractures, and abrasions. She also got gangrene, and then she also got phlebitis from an elephant stunt that went wrong. Melanie Griffith, their real-life daughter by the way, was mauled by a lion during the movie, and she required plastic surgery from the whole thing. She ended up needing various stitches and almost lost an eye. Even their cinematographer wasn't safe. He got mauled and scalped by a lion. He get 120 stitches just to get his scalp back together. Really, this movie, it borders that line of exploitation. Even to the point that, like, during its second life in the modern age of, like, Blu-ray and DVD releases, this movie and its marketing, they really leaned in on the injuries that happened during this film. If you're brave enough, I'd encourage you to look at some of these other injuries and see what else happened, but yeah, it's not pretty. Sometime during filming, like, a dam broke and it ended up flooding their set completely. Set was practically destroyed, their film was destroyed, and a bunch of animals escaped. 15 lions and some tigers escaped. The local law enforcement, they even had to shoot 3 lions. The filming, it had to be pushed back a year because of this. Don't get me started on the wildfire that happened. Like, granted, they were able to escape that one, but this film was just cursed on every level. On a budget of $17 million, it ended up raking in like around $2 million something dollars, which just in the end, after you see all the stuff they went through, it just was not worth it. In the end, like, the main stars, Noel and Tippi, they got divorced. Oh, well, you know what that means. That means it's time for intermission. That was a late reaction there. Thanks. Today we're actually trying Oscar Mayer flavored popcorn. We got bacon cheddar, which that should be pretty interesting, I think. Let's see how it tastes. Actually, you know what? Now, I know the mileage can vary on people with like artificial bacon flavoring in their food, but honestly, this is pretty good. Like, I'm actually enjoying this. The cheese and the bacon flavor, they don't play well sometimes, but other times, most of the time, this is actually pretty good. Honestly, I could probably finish this whole bag here. That's an 8 out of 10. Now, because of the nature of the film that's being covered today, there really isn't like a positive or a mixed aspect to it that I can really think of. I mean, there's barely any scenes in this movie. It's just lion attack and tiger attack, and then you get attacked by more lions, and then by more tigers. It attacks pretty much the whole length of the movie. Everyone in front and behind the scenes are crazy for letting this happen. The craziest of all is Noel Marshall. You see him running around with these cats and getting tackled like crazy. He commits the most to it. And it's insane. It's pure insanity. The funny thing is, the actors in this movie, they give both the best and the worst performances of this whole thing. Whenever they're actually like acting and doing a scene, like the acting is flat, it's stilted, it's wooden, it's alright. For what it is, it's eh. Then whenever they're dealing with these cats, because it's genuine fear, it's amongst the best acting I've seen in film. But that's just because it's real. They're actually dealing with these creatures. Due to the constant tension that I'm just feeling the whole time, just like kind of clenched in my seat, the 98 minutes of this movie, it just feels like an eternity, because it's the same scene again and again and again and again. Now, occasionally they tried to put in, I guess what you could call story beats or general plot elements in there. Because it's just lions and tigers being amongst each other and attacking, like, they will try to edit it to seem more sentimental. They will include more music to make it seem like a tender moment, when clearly it's not. They're basically trying to get footage of things attacking each other and then trying to make it seem like this is what it's all about. It's about peace and love. Even try to have villain cats and hero cats in there that will help or try to go after the family. You got fucking Togar. Togar is just this normal cat that they just covered in fake blood. Or could have been real blood, for all we know. And he just, they make him a villain that gets saved by the good cat, which I think is just ridiculous for something that's just supposed to be nature. These are cats just doing their thing, and to kind of give it plot elements like this, it's just so dumb. Because they're all the villain cat. The whole purpose of the movie, it's really just to highlight the peaceful aspects of nature being nature. It rings demonstrably false whenever you're trying to make it seem like at some points that humans and these wildcats could just exist, because for the rest of the runtime, that's just not it. But at the same time, I will say when it's just the cats kind of existing and roaming this cabin, that was actually kind of fun to watch. Just seeing these cats just kind of go around and being curious. Unlike other So Bad It's Good movies, this isn't really that rewatchable. This isn't like The Room, this isn't like Troll 2, this isn't like a Birdemic. It's just, you kind of get the shtick after you've seen it. And while, if I see a clip, I'm sure I will feel just as tense, I really don't know if I'm really going to watch it again, honestly. I don't even know what to rate this thing. So, I mean, on a primal level, which just seeing these actors go through hell, like, it's really entertaining. And I guess for that, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. But, I mean, let's be real. Just, like, the movie itself, it's a mess. This is, like, a 4 out of 10 if I had to give it an actual score. For this film recommendation, typically I would try to find a movie that's kind of similar, but I think it's still good and commendable and recommendable for you to watch. But honestly, for a So Bad It's Good movie, I want to see if like I could find a film that basically has those characteristics, but actually does it good. And honestly, guys, like, look, you know what it is. It's Jurassic Park, okay? Jurassic Park is the better version of this movie. It has all the danger, a lot of the same stunts, but it's with dinosaurs and no one's going to be threatened by animatronic dinosaurs, alright? It's Jurassic Park. Go watch Jurassic Park. If you're curious, go watch this, but watch Jurassic Park. Well, that's all the time we have for today here at Film Stash. My name is Douglas Campbell, and if you excuse me, I gotta add to the stash. Huh.